guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? It's a bit of a damp, murky Tuesday morning here. I've got obviously Coco, I've got Morris to my side. The midges are back out in fours, of course they are, because we've had a bit of rain overnight, so they're all dancing around and being very annoying. It was so nice last week, because where it was so warm, the midges just, they went away for a few days, and it was lovely, it was really nice. Anyway, let's get into today's video. I'm talking about simple changes and why I think they're a brilliant movement exercise to do in your regular schooling. You obviously find them in dressage tests from elementary up to advanced medium. It can be quite a tricky movement. I think it's quite hard to score well in a simple change. You need a pretty relaxed horse, a horse that's really listening to raise, that can collect nicely in the canter. For many horses, they can get quite tense in the movement. They can anticipate it a lot. They like to jog. They like to do all sorts in a simple change. So that's why I think it's quite a good one to use in your schooling sessions regularly. And also there's so many benefits to doing it. So a simple change is changing your horse's canter lead through 3 to 4 steps of walk. So for example, if you're cantering on the left rein, you come across the school, perhaps over X, you do a simple change, you bring the horse directly into walk, 3 to 4 steps, then into right canter and off onto the right rein you would go. So I'm going to show you some of the work I do with my horses to help get them strong enough to do the simple change, and also why simple changes are such a good exercise to have in your schooling sessions. I am well aware, guys, that I am clashing dreadfully with Corporal Saddlepad. I don't know what I was thinking of going for such a lime green top and then going for a different shade of green saddle pad. It's just a no. So one of the exercises I like to play around at home in preparation for simple changes is canter trot canter transitions and canter walk canter transitions, all on the same rein. This is a great way to really fire up your horse's back end, get them to really take a little bit of weight behind, and also just be a little bit quicker with their hind end. And I find it also gives a lovely softness over their back. Now you need gears in your canter. You need to be able to ride your horse forward, and you need to be able to collect them back without them having an argument with you about it. You want them to listen to your seat aids. It's really important. So play around with riding your horse forward and then sitting nice and tall and collecting them back. When it comes to actually doing simple changes, I quite like to use poles across my school. This helps me be more accurate, but it also helps keep my horse a little bit straighter when doing the change. Now, try to mix it up. Don't always do a simple change through walk. Sometimes do it through trot. Sometimes don't do it at all and just prepare for it and then ride through it. Because horses do tend to anticipate this movement quite a lot, and then they start getting all jiggly and bouncy and they won't do it so smoothly. So play around with it. Here you can see I prepare for the simple change, but I don't actually do it, and then I just ride forward again. And that really can help a lot. Also break it down. So break down the stages of the simple change. So the preparation of it, getting that collected canter, getting your horse to sit on their hindquarters. Think about the downward transition, keeping it soft and smooth through it. Make sure your horse does actually do some decent walk strides. I'd recommend sometimes doing the simple change down into walk and then walking maybe 10 strides of walk before picking up canter again, because the other problem you can have with horses is that through the simple change they'll pop down into nearly a halt rather than actually doing some walk steps. But the great thing about this kind of work with your horse is it's great preparation for flying changes, it's great for canter pirouettes, it's a brilliant way to really teach your horse collection. So there's so many benefits from it, and I have to say Corporal felt really good after this session, and I don't school him that much anymore, and the amount of sit I was getting from him was brilliant. And he's useless at flying changes. It's not his thing. And he was really throwing out some pretty good flying changes for him. And that's because of the work we did in preparation doing these simple changes. So you can do a whole session on them. I would just recommend not doing too many purely simple changes and do them all around the arena. So do some on the centre line, do some on the long sides, don't do them just across the diagonal or across the middle of the school, because otherwise your horse will realise that this is where they always are. And just before a test, don't practice your simple changes where the tests have them. Lots of pats, lots of reward, because Coop was being a legend as he always is. And then I thought I'd give the canter pirouettes a go. As you can see, we didn't really do any, but hey, dressage is meant to be fun. It's about playing and experimenting. Do you know what? Coop and I were having a great time, and I still was amazed at just how collected he felt and how much he was listening to my seat aids to be able to even half attempt a pirouette, if we could even call it that. afternoon, guys, I realised I hadn't wrapped this vlog up, so I thought I would do it now just before I start editing it and getting it uploaded, because it is a Wednesday and I'm yet to do any of that stuff, so I need to get cracking. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that very short and sweet exercise video on simple changes. Honestly, Corporal felt amazing in the canter afterwards, just from doing a training session on the simple change. He just felt so uphill. He felt like he had lots of power. The collection was good. Definitely taking more weight behind. So it's definitely something you want to start adding into your training sessions regularly, even if you do break them down so that your horse doesn't anticipate too much, or maybe if you're on a young horse. Remember, they start doing simple changes through trot from novice dressage tests, so it comes in pretty early on the dressage levels. But yeah, he felt amazing. Every time he feels that good, I'm always like, oh, maybe one more competition. Maybe just go to a couple of shows. Like, I always think like that, but I won't, I promise. I have promised him so many times that I will let him retire, so I will keep to my word. But he just felt lovely. He really did. And like I say, doing lots of simple change work then can help with your flying changes and your canter pirouettes as you work further up the ladder. So yeah, definitely good to start adding them into your training sessions from early on. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Sunday.